Pew, 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 pew. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Weapon Ray. Now, I've already done a review on this. This is a revisited Saturday Weapon Ray. But the first three guns that I reviewed, my Glock 19, my P10C, and then my Steyr AUG, I did reviews on before I had this overhead set up and before I had better lighting. So the lighting was crap and it was more of a head-on view, and you just didn't really get a close look at the guns themselves. So I'm revisiting these three guns. So the Glock 19 will come out in the next couple days. I know it's not all Saturday, which kind of defeats the purpose of that really shitty sign I made, but these are revisited, so I don't really care if it comes out on another day other than Saturday. So let's get into it. So before we even get started, guys, range officers, you see that orange, and it's empty. All right, so P10C. This was CZ's, I think, response to the G19 or the Glock 19. So let's get into it. All right, this is a 9mm. This actually is not the standard version. This is the tactical version, so it comes with a threaded barrel, and then it has front and rear slide serrations as well. And then it also came with suppressor height sights. Now, these aren't the suppressor height sights that came with it, because I have a red dot on it, so that had to be worked out a little bit, and they had to be swapped out. But the tactical version does come with suppressor height sights, guys. Okay, so overall length, the dimensions are virtually identical to the Glock 19, guys. So if you have a Glock 19, a CZ is going to be, again, virtually identical when it comes to that. The ergos are going to be a little bit different, but other than that, not too much is going to be different. So with this is completely ambidextrous here. So we've got ambi mag release here, ambi slide release right here on both sides, and then obviously the takedown is ambi for obvious reasons, just like the Glock 19. All right, and again, it has slide serrations on both sides. All right, so let's get into the pros in my opinion, the cons in my opinion, and then how I have this gun set up. All right, so let's talk about cons. There are a couple, but not too many. Okay, so let's talk about cons. So here you can see these are the slide releases right here, guys. Now I'm going to try to do an overhead view, and you can see how they're sticking out a little bit further. Well, these are aftermarket. The ones that came with this gun were really flush to the gun, and I could not get any purchase on it whatsoever. Again, maybe I need some Vagisil. And I just wasn't pressing down hard enough, but I really could not get it. It would be like 15% of the time I'd be able to get it consistently. So I had to upgrade, and I got the extended slide releases here. The problem though, guys, is I went through CZ Customs. There's some other companies that make it. I forget who, but they were all sold out. So I went to CZ Customs. Guys, these extended slide releases were like $90. Which I think is ridiculous, because this whole gun I got off of Bud's Guns for $410. It came with, I think, 3 extended mags. Again, the front slide serrations, the extended barrel, threaded barrel here, suppressor height sights, all that for $410. But then I spend a ridiculous $90 or $100 for this. Now, again, I'm complaining, but I spent the money because I am impatient, and the extended slide release for the other company, which was cheaper, was out of stock for months, and so I just went with CZ Customs, and they do work great, guys. I can get it every time now. I don't have to worry about it slipping or breaking my thumb in order to actuate that slide release. But just know that it is going to set you back a decent amount. So be aware of that. So that was a problem for me. Installing them was not a problem, but yeah, it was a problem for the stock. They were just way too flush in my opinion. Okay, the other thing, now I don't know if this was for this gun or if this is all CZ P10Cs, But you can see I have an aftermarket trigger in here, which we'll talk about. But in order to get that aftermarket trigger in here, I had to take everything apart, including this rear takedown pin. And this rear takedown pin was a bitch to get out. I don't even know if you can see. There is a little bit of damage. Let me see if I can. I warped it a little bit trying to get that out. Guys, this was such a pain in the butt to get. This was honestly probably supposed to be like a 15-minute trigger swap job. It took me almost 40 minutes because this rear takedown pin would not budge. Getting it back in wasn't terrible, but getting it out was ridiculous. I almost thought about just sending it to an armorer because I thought there was something wrong with it. But I'm stubborn and I'm impatient, like I already mentioned. So I did it myself. There's just a little scraping right around there. There was nothing structurally, for the most part, wrong. The integrity of the gun was still salvaged. It just looks a little ugly right there, just because I was trying to pound that little, rolled retention pin there, rolled pin out. And yeah, so guys, if you take it apart, again, I don't know if it was this gun or all CZ P10Cs, but for me, wow, that rear pin was it was a bitch. Okay, sorry for the language. That honestly is about it when it comes to cons. I mean, I really like this gun. This is my carry gun. But yeah, those were the two cons. Again, I swapped out the trigger. The trigger was actually, I think, a little bit better. It was just as good, in my opinion, maybe a little bit better than the Glock standard trigger, but the Glock standard trigger is not phenomenal. So I don't know and I don't know how much that says. But I did swap it out. Okay, so let's get into the pros. So the pros, again, this is my experience. The price was awesome. Again, I got it on Bud's Guns for $410. And in my opinion, this offers a lot more than a standard Glock 19. So this was the tactical. So it came with a threaded barrel. It came with suppressor height sights. I know there's some versions of the Gen 5s that don't have front slide serrations, and then some do. So I don't know what that's about. But yeah, you have front and rear slide serrations, and they're pretty deep, guys. They're actually really nice slide serrations. I think they're, in my opinion, they're better than the Glocks. Serrations. It also comes with stippling up top here. All right, and then you also have the fully ambi controls up here. So the slide release, the mag release here. These mag releases are actually pretty nice. They're stippled as well. They're textured and they stick out pretty far. I think they're actually they stick out a little bit further than the Glock 19, and they're a little bit easier to get some purchase on. So that's good. I really like that. I also like the overall ergos, guys. I don't know if it's my hand, but I don't know if it's just my hand, because I would say 80 to 90% of the people that I take shooting, and I have them shoot this, and then I have them shoot the Glock, 80 to 90% of the people actually like this over the Glock. Now, I'm not prefacing that this gun is better in any way, because it's not really. It's all preference. But people just like the way that it feels. And this is people with smaller hands than me, people with bigger hands than me. This is just the standard back plate here. I didn't change that, but I really like the stippling. I like the texture to it, the pattern. It just feels good. I haven't touched anything when it comes to the handle and changing up the grip at all. I like the fact that it comes with, I think it came with 3, maybe it only came with 2, but extended mags. The mags are really nice. They are polymer on the bottom, but then aluminum housing up top here with the high vis follower, and I really like that. That's good. What else? The trigger, I'm sorry, the barrel is nice. They have their own threaded barrel protector here, and you can see you can get it off with a screwdriver or some sort of tool. And yeah, I mean, I like it. It's a thread protector. It's nothing too fancy, but it is nice. And the iron sights that came on it were good, but I got all black, as you can see, just blacked out here. Let's see. Come on. So I got blacked out here. Maybe you'll even be able to see the red dot. So black on black, guys. I know some of you are probably going to say, oh, why don't you get high vis? I thought about it, but I just went with the black on black just so I can find that red dot easier. If I've got too many colors going on, I feel like that just interferes with my sight picture, and I don't want to have too many distractions when I'm shooting. So I just went with the black on black. Okay, so let's talk about how I have this gun set up. I have the TLR1 Streamlight. This is a good flashlight. Personally, I maybe like Surefire a little bit more, but this light is still very good. The reason I like this light, and some people might say, oh, it's impractical, it's kind of stupid, but this does have a strobe. So I do like the fact that I do have that option. You know, just for, you know, disorienting somebody or something like that. So that's why I went with this. Again, it has about the same weight and overall fit and shape that a Surefire does. But this was about $100 cheaper. And I haven't had any issues with it. Again, this is my carry gun. I haven't had to replace the batteries on this yet. I haven't had any malfunctions or anything like that. So I like that. The paddles here, the little triggers, are a little bit more sensitive than a Surefire. So the chances of a negligent light discharge is more likely. But if you get used to the light, you know how much pressure you need to apply. So, you know, the more you get comfortable with this, the less that's likely to happen. But get trained, guys. Moving back, I do have an Overwatch Precision flat face trigger here. I went with this just because the trigger pull is about, it did lighten up about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds. And then you can see the safety here, guys, is it just becomes so flush with the actual face of the trigger. And so I really like that. Now, if we do the trigger pull here, guys, so we depress the safety here, comes in, trigger pull goes back. Decent take up, I would say, like maybe 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters or so. But then you hit a very distinct wall, and then very crisp. I would say, yeah, that's probably like 4.5 pounds, if I had to guess. So then the reset here, guys, right here, very short reset, maybe 2 millimeters, very tactile, very audible, and then again, you're right back at that wall. So once you reset, I'm moving back like 0.5 millimeter, and then boom, there you go again. So very nice trigger. I like the Overwatch Precision trigger a lot. It works very well, and like I said, it lightens up the overall pull by probably 1 pound, 1.5 pounds. So I think this is probably a sub 5 pound trigger pull, and then it's just very smooth on the finger because it just becomes so flush. Moving back, guys, Holosun. I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Holosun is freaking awesome. This is their 509T. This is the red dot. This is the V2. Now, they did get sued from Trigicon, I think because Trigicon was getting destroyed by Holosun. But this is their older version. So this is the version 2, but the second version had these vertical lying buttons here for brightness. Now, after the Trigicon lawsuit, they actually had to change them back to horizontal. So the plus and minus are going to be horizontal instead of vertical. I think it's called the like 509T X2 now. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. But they had to redo the design because it was too close to Trigicon, even though, in my opinion, it really wasn't. I just think Trigicon was starting to shit their pants a little bit because Holosun was outselling them by like 2 to 1. But this is a very nice optic, guys. Let me see if I can brighten this up for you, and if we can get a view. And of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. There we go. So we have this, and then, oh, come on. So we have this, and then we also have, oh, come on. Am I hitting the wrong button here? There we go. I was hitting the wrong button. So that's, well, that's kind of bright. So we also have so you have a little circle here with the red dot in the center. And so you just hold down the minus button and you have that, and then you hold it down again and you'll get back to the red dot, guys. And it's really sweet. You have a multiple reticle option, and then on top you do have the solar fail-safe, a little solar panel here. So even right now, because it's under some light, I'm actually not using the battery. It's actually generating power from this ring light above, which is pretty cool. I like that. So guys, I think that's probably about it. Oh, another pro I would say for the CZ-P10C, if it's just the standard CZ-P10C, no attachments, this will actually, because it resembles the G19 so closely, there are many holsters that this will fit into. So if you already have a Glock 19, which most of us probably do, this will fit into many of those holsters. Granted, you either have the same flashlight or they're just completely bare in stock. But that's kind of cool. I do like that. So you can save on holsters, because who wants to have 40 different holsters? I know I don't. They can definitely add up and get expensive. So that's good. I would say that's a pro as well. All right, guys, again, this is the end of the video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you find this video helpful and entertaining. Again, share this video with anybody you think might find it educational. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.